Do you ever get the feeling that your physical media collection or horror collection or whatever might just be a little too short? So you have to outdo yourself by buying more than you can probably afford? Stick around and see if that's what I did. What is up, freaks and friends? If you guys are like me at all, you know, you love your horror movies, you love to have that physical media collection. Mine's not the biggest in the world, I am very much aware of that, but I feel for the size of my collection and the amount of time that I've put into it, it's looking alright. But over the last 2 months, I have acquired a few different films, not as many as some would, but in the months of September and October, these are going to be the films that I acquired. Most of them are going to be horror. One is more of a sort of character study thriller. But let's take a dive and see what old Uncle Filthy got. Please be sure to stab that subscribe button and slash that bell icon so you don't miss out on a single video coming out on this channel. Try to make the best stuff for you guys, and that's the best way to stay in tune with what's going on here. Back to the video. So again, this video compiles September and October grabs, so I'm not being too irresponsible financially, but just irresponsible enough to where it's like, oh, am I going to make it to the next paycheck? Of course I did, because I'm still here, and so are you. But first thing that I picked up in September, I know this was a September purchase, it's going to be the Arrow Cat of Nine Tails. Naturally, you guys know I like to have the old retro cover out there, but this is nice. Of course, it's under the Italian title there. The Argento films are one that I'm trying to sort of expand on. This is one that I have seen. It might be, I don't know, it might be my least favorite of the Animals trilogy. I'd have to kind of give those a thorough watch through back to back. But I don't know, Cat of Nine Tails is a fun one. This is a nice collection. Of course, you got the, I think this is a Region A one. That is kind of surprising. A lot of the Argento I have, and just a good amount of the films I have for that matter, are foreign Region B copies. But this is a nice collection. Unfortunately, in the shipping it was broken. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's a nice little hole right there. I'm not too worried about it. But this is a nice little piece here. You've got, that's what the opposite side is. It's going to be the red silk with the black cat there. That cover's okay, but I don't know, there's just something about that poster art that's just fucking beautiful. Cat of Nine Tails, I believe that was the second, it was the second or third film Argento directed. I think it was his second, but that's one I enjoyed. Finally got the 5-hour Mammoth also. That is Crystal Lake Memories. As you guys can tell, it's got the clear casing. I have copied like my good friend Chris Snyder. I was actually planning on doing this whenever I got this bad boy. Switched it out, so this is now going to sit in the Friday the 13th Scream Factory box set. Sure, it doesn't belong in there, but I think it's a better fit than the little bonus feature disc they've got. I mean, we all know Crystal Lake Memories, but it's nice to finally have a copy of that. This thing is fucking beautiful. I have not revisited it since I bought it, but nice little 2-disc set there, so that helps out for sure. But it's nice to finally have it in the collection. Just got to get my hands on the Nightmare on Elm Street one, Never Sleep Again. Continuing on with the Argento collection, finally got me a copy of Tenebrae. Now this one is one of those Region B releases. I can't remember, I think I got this one because it would have just taken longer for the other one to show up. So I figured, yeah, I'll settle for the Region B one. This is of course the Arrow release. Absolutely fucking beautiful, just watched it the other night. This one also had a little bit of a shipping malfunction, but I don't like to be kept waiting. So, you know, I'll take the damage to the case. It's not too bad. I do like the other artwork though. Let's see, let's just pull the sleeve out. I like it either way, but again, you know I'm going to be sticking with the old one. I might slightly like this one better. Takes a scene from the film and you can sort of see the book with the Italian writing there. Just a beautiful one to have in the collection. Tenebrae is a great fucking film too, and I think we all are able to agree on that. John Saxon just fucking kills it in his minor role here. Yeah, it's one of... I don't know if I would put it in Argento's top 5. Controversial opinion, perhaps. I don't know. But gotta give his films a good revisit. Sometime after I'm done with the Carpenter review series, I'll probably dive into Argento. But, you know, still coming down off the October high, so we'll see what happens there. Tenebrae, Region B Arrow release. Welcome to the family. Here's another one. It's a Region B DVD. At the request of my dad, I picked up Joker. I've heard this is one of the best films made in the last decade. I'm not sure how true that is, but this is now a piece of the collection. It's going to be the import. I watched part of it, but it was near the end of the night when I was busy editing videos for the month of October. But I picked this up. It's got one special feature on it. Please welcome Joker. But yeah, the DVD, I don't know. I just like to have foreign copies, so I'll probably end up getting a Blu-ray upgrade for it sooner rather than later. Probably be giving it a rewatch sometime either before this video is released or afterward. I don't know yet. But Joker, standard release there, DVD. These next two, I know they came in October because it was like the beginning of the month when these showed up. Although I didn't get mine right away because, like a cheapskate, I went through Amazon. Or more so like a subservient bastard to Bezos. But these two films have been sort of elusive members of the collection. They both follow one of my favorite horror films ever made. That's going to be the Scream Factory releases for Night of the Demons 2 and Night of the Demons 3. This one was absolutely the hardest to find for the longest time. Could never find a damn Blu-ray copy because I'd already got the first one on Blu-ray. This one was available on like the standard whatever Blu-ray. I just felt it was a little too much. I didn't remember having the funnest time with this film, but revisiting it, it's a tight race between this one and the first one for my heart. This one, it's direct to video, but it's kind of shit. The movie knows it's shit. Even the guys who made the first two know that this is a shit film, but it's fun nevertheless. I had to get these. As soon as I heard that these were being released, I immediately jumped on Amazon and pre-ordered that. Like, I was honestly contemplating getting the whole damn box set, but it's like, oh shit, at this point, and mind you, this is still when it was available for pre-order. There were still plenty of copies, I'm sure. I almost went and chipped on the whole box set, but it's like, you know, I pinched pennies. I already got the first one on Blu-ray. Do I really need to go out of my way to get these two also? So I just went and got these two. I kind of regret it, maybe. Don't let me tell myself that, because I might try and acquire the box set. Maybe I'll be crying about it in 5 years like the Halloween box set. But also, you guys know how I've been trying to accumulate the big two franchises from Hammer, the Dracula and Frankenstein films. I got also in October Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires. This is basically this is the last Dracula film with Peter Cushing. I think this one does not have Christopher Lee in it. Yeah, it doesn't look like it is. But I think this one was a Shaw Brothers and Hammer sort of collaboration film. I'm not 100% sure how accurate that is. Yep, Hammer Shaw production. Got the Scream Factory release of it, so that's absolutely amazing. Haven't had a chance to watch it yet because, you know, I just have too many damn films. But you got the alternating artwork. Oh, I almost might like that one better than the white cover. We'll see what I do with that. But it's nice to have this in the collection. This is what happens when Amazon tells you, hey, there's only a few left. Order soon. Then once you hit purchase, you realize that they're saying, oh, more are on the way, just so you know. It's like, thanks guys. But it's helping me acquire the Dracula films quicker. And speaking of Dracula films, we've got also from the Scream Factory, Scars of Dracula. I think this is like the third, maybe fourth one in the Dracula Hammer films. So my collection for this is almost complete. I'm really looking forward to being able to dive into these as a whole. This one, it doesn't have the special sort of flip art there. It's just a nice little screen still. Let's just pull that out since I'm going to tease you guys with it. I might as well deliver, right? But you got a nice still of Christopher Lee and the Hammer Girl there. Just a nice little gothic atmospheric shot there. Scars of Dracula. I think this was what, 64, 65? 1970, wow. So yeah, this was like right before they decided to bring Dracula into the 20th century. Fucking, I remember watching that, it was like fucking 10 years ago. Watched, I think it was Sacred Rites or AD 72. I can't remember which one of those it was, but it was one of the exploitation Dracula films. Before they decided to do the Shaw Brothers collaboration. I don't know. Christopher Lee, I think, was a better Dracula than Bela Lugosi. I'm going to stick by that. I don't think anybody will be able to change my mind. I think we could agree that I'm blanking on the actor's name, but Peter Cushing was also a better Van Helsing than the guy who played him in the 31 Dracula. Also got me Night of the Creeps. I can't remember if it was Zodiac or Pap who suggested this one, but I got that one like immediately after I saw a comment on it, or I think it was a question in a live chat. So Night of the Creeps is now in the collection. It'll probably be reviewed around the same time as Campfire Tales, but it's the Scream Factory release. Still haven't had a chance to watch it. But you've got that great little artwork right there. Then you flip this bitch inside out. You've got this also equally pretty cool artwork of the guy and the girl outside of the little frat house there. This is a film, I haven't even read the description yet. I plan on going into this one mostly pretty blind. But I've heard mostly good things about it. You got our man Tom Atkins in there, so you can't go wrong with that. So the Scream Factory, Night of the Creeps 86. Definitely can't go wrong with that. Was it 86 or 85? Now I feel stupid. 86. Next up, we have the first in the Hammer Frankenstein films, Curse of Frankenstein. Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. I watched this one, had it on as sort of background noise. I think you've got like 3 different versions of the film on here, and it's just different aspect ratios, I think. You got a couple cool documentaries on here. This is just the standard Warner Brothers release. But that's kind of the thing I've noticed with the Hammer films. I was watching the videos of those by Michael over at the Choice Voice, and he was saying that the rights for those are all over the place for distribution, so it's a mess to get your hands on the Hammer films. And now for the last grab of the September-October. This one is another Region B. This one is sort of why I ran through the previous ones. This is going to be something that I had my eye on, and that's going to be a fucking Psycho Arrow box set. As soon as I saw that this was a thing, I had to get me a copy. It's going to be the HD DVD ones there, the 4K HDs or whatever. Don't even have a 4K player. Could I have gotten the Blu-ray box set? Certainly could have. But I am a man with little to no patience. The shipping was a lot quicker on this one, so this is the one I went and grabbed. So now I've got to invest in a 4K player. But this is a beautiful set because you take the sleeve off and it's the fucking shower curtain. That's just beautiful there. Let's just set you right there. But this thing is freaking beautiful. You've got the silhouette of Norman as his mom there on one side. On the reverse side, we've got the house up on the hill. And you've got the first 4 films, Psycho 1, Psycho 2, 3, and 4. Let's get them out of here. So, and it also comes with a nice little commemorative, I guess that would be the word, a little commemorative book here. This thing smells freaking beautiful, by the way. This whole box set. Is that weird? Maybe it is. But it's over 100 pages. And it's like production notes from the first 2 films. You got the Ed Gein folklore. We need to talk about Norman, the Psycho franchise, and the anxiety of uncertainty by John Paul Checkett. We have On Psycho 2 by John Robertson. And production notes for Psycho 2. Psycho 2 soundtrack liner notes. Psycho 3 production notes. And then we've got a little about the restorations. So you got a lot of cool stuff in this little book here. I don't want to really flip through the pages and fold them up too bad. But if you guys have one of those, you know exactly all that's going on in there. And naturally, as I do, guys, you know that I went with the old school artworks there. So Psycho, this has the 60th anniversary edition with the cut footage reinserted into it. So I'm really looking forward to watching this. I didn't even think about it when I bought these though, but I straight up put Psycho 2 right in the player. It's like, hey, your player, despite being a Region 2, is just a Blu-ray player, bud. Don't go getting ahead of things. So, you know, these, they're going to sit on the shelf and look pretty until I get a 4K player. And I'm pretty sure these are not region coded, although they have the 15 on them. It doesn't show whether or not they are. Yeah, so these might be region free. So I'm pretty damn grateful there. You've got these cool little lobby cards inside of the release here. And on the reverse side of those, you actually have what the new poster art is. And speaking of posters, they all have little posters in there. Maybe I'll make a separate video that's just about the Psycho box set, because haven't had a chance to really dig through this a whole lot. Like I said, I immediately opened it. First thing I went for was Psycho 2. Psycho 2, hands down favorite of the franchise. Super underrated, but it's finally getting its time in the sun. So now it's time we fly the flag for Psycho 3. Also one of my fucking favorites. One of the first horror films I've seen. You guys probably heard that story by now. Just love this one. And Psycho 4. Psycho 4 is okay. It's the only one I actually didn't own on an individual copy already. And that's kind of the silliest thing at the end of the day for buying the Psycho 4K collection, but I don't know. I just had to have it. It's one of those things, it's like, do I need this? No. Do I want it? Oh, you bet your ass I do, buddy. But the Psycho box set, it's one of those things I'm ready to get that 4K player just so I can dive into all the goodies that this thing provides. Again, I'll probably do a separate video on this, especially once after I've gotten a 4K player. And by that point, too, the hype over the Psycho box set will probably have died down. And therefore, the algorithm probably won't be like, hey, check this out, guys. I could care less. Just so long as you guys enjoy what I'm doing here, because I enjoy doing this for you guys. I definitely like these sort of off-the-cuff ones. Especially the pre-recorded off-the-cuff. Like the live stuff, too, but doing these different sort of pre-recorded videos, there's just something fun about it. But just an amazing piece to have in the collection. I need more shelf space because I have too much shit that is unshelved. But all the same, you guys have a good one. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to play with the little things down there. Do what you do with those icons. Hit that bell so you don't miss a video. I try to make pretty cool content for you guys. And I will see you in the next one.